All right, welcome to the second episode of the Refresh podcast. We are here with Alligator, Earlier Dust, Frosty, and Ranger Savage. And our special guest today is Sin Poppy Rick.
How's it going?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, hello.
Hello. Welcome to our podcast. This is the Refresh podcast. It's a bunch of retards just talking whatever the fuck we want to talk about. I mean, that's
pretty much
it.
It's basically a chill podcast.
It's very chill. We don't really
Like
do
my cup of
anything
tea.
like that crazy, but we just chill and all that, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Down for it. Yeah.
But anyone who doesn't know who Sen Poppy Rick, he's a guy with, I believe it's 100 point or 1.1, 1.1K, 1.1K, yes.
134.
Oh, 134. Oh, my
Not-
bad.
Not
My bad.
gloating, not being cocky.
Not
but-
gloating.
No, totally not. Totally not.
Definitely
No.
not verified YouTuber.
Yes. Would you like to explain what kind of content you make?
So back in the past, I used to do compilations for people who, if you don't know, people like the Goons, Grizzy, people related in that circle, and then I branched off, made my own content as of like Dead by Daylight, Warzone, Call of Duties. Even though Warzone part of Call of Duty, that's beside the point. Anything multiplayer related, I do.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Merry
nice.
Christmas.
And actually, now that you brought up the goons and all of that, I think because I know you and I are mutuals on Twitter and on
Mhm.
Discord, and whenever I go to like your profile, it shows that you're actually mutuals with a bunch of other people as well, like Blarg, who's also one of the goons.
Yes.
Do you is there like a story, like did you meet through the compilations or was it a different way? Because that's
Well,
something I was interested in knowing.
So yes, back when I decided that I made compilations just because I wanted to, and I'm kind of anal with like storage space on my phone. So I'm like,
feel that.
if I can't, like, I ran out of room in my Google Drive. I'm like, yeah, why not? Let me just upload it on YouTube, and I just did, and it was a hit. So after
Alright.
months of me doing that, the guys, well, it was actually Matt who hit me up first. And he just messaged me, "Hey, you want to get in a call with me and the guys?"
And just
I'm
for
like,
clarification, and sorry to cut you off, and just for clarification for people who don't know, that is Blarg,
Yeah.
correct? Okay.
All right, sorry.
Carry
Yeah, but so yeah, Matt slash Blarg hits me up on Twitter and say, "Hey, do you want to hop in a call with me and the guys?" I'm like, fuck yeah. So we hop on a call. They told us that they love my work because of the compilation actually gave them a little bit of boost of subscribers, views, yada yada yada.
Huh?
And they decided to work with me here and there with like ideas, with potential things in the future and other sorts like that.
Oh.
And we just became like little mutuals. So they they work with me, they helped me out, they gave me some advices, and then I actually befriended Matt, which is Blarg, through like
Mhm.
Pokemon Go. So
Nice.
not trying to gloat with anything, but I have Matt on Pokemon Go.
Damn.
Not trying to flex. but yeah.
Jealous. Very fucking jealous. I've actually never really played Pokemon Go, like, to be honest, because my parents were also, I don't know why, they just hated the whole shit because of course that time of Pokemon Go when it was happening, there was like this random shit that was happening where there was like clowns in the streets and some shit, and then all
Wait,
that
was that
like
going on
catch a
during the
predator
same
and what
time?
the fuck. Yeah, apparently when the Pokemon Go shit was happening, a lot of what was going on was that clown stuff, that people dressed up as clowns and I guess were like killing people. And
I thought the whole Pokemon Go was after the clowns. Was it?
I think it was
I
I think it was before, not after. I think it was before. But then
I kinda
after,
grew up
it's
in the
later
hood.
just crazy shit happened.
I kind of grew up in the hood, and it was like almost the same thing, but it was not clowns. It was actually people like in the hood dressed in like Team Rocket and stealing people's phones.
Oh,
And
Ah.
they will put a lure, and this is true shit. They will put a lure in different areas that are kind of like risky areas to go at certain times,
Right.
and they will drop lures. And since people are so hyped for the game, they will actually go to these sections. People wait,
Right.
behind trees, or they'll wait in vans or cars, whatever the case may be.
And then you
You'll
just
see a
dump
small
them.
group, and then 4 or 5 people come out, snatch the phones, and they will just dip.
Dang.
that's fucking
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
that's
Like,
some crazy shit.
Like
I was allowed to play
it's
Pokemon Go from only from home.
yeah.
Feel that.
But like, what is
Yeah.
like the whole thing? Because honestly, I don't really know shit about that much about Pokemon and all that. But like, is it like all you do is walk around and then you just
Well,
like
now they kind of like made adjustments due to the pandemic. Before you had to get up and go.
Right.
It's the name Pokemon Go. But not to the due to the pandemic, they have like remote raid passes. You could do like battles with different states if you're invited. They have like a larger radius to actually access Pokestops, gyms and all that kind of sorts. But back before the pandemic, yeah, you had to walk. You had to be like probably like within like 50, not 50 feet. I'll say about like 25 feet of wherever the stop was at, and it wasn't that fun because I'm fat and fluffy and I don't like moving.
now I also just thought about it now because you also did brought up with the pandemic and shit. Like I know everyone over like all of us have all had different experiences with like the whole pandemic and shit. Because now I just thought about it because that's like a crazy thing that I never really know everyone's side of the story and how they dealt with it. Because the way that I dealt with it was really fucked up because I was like doing all this stuff. I was hanging out with my friends a lot and all that, and then just with school and dealing with that, and when the whole pandemic shit happened, I was fucking freaking out because this has never happened to me in my life. But I know there's been pandemics before years ago, but it's like that this shit was like kind of like affecting the whole state, like everything was just going all to shits. Like we all had to stay home, works, like jobs, like everything. Like friends of mine that used to work at places like had to quit, or they fired them because they weren't allowed to like work there anymore because of the capacity and shit like that. And then but at least the good thing that I guess that did happen was, of course, I've been more on Discord and shit like that, and then I get to meet more new people. And that's like where I met these guys, you, like all that, and then done more YouTube shit, which is helping us, all of us. We're all doing the YouTube, Twitch, all that social stuff, and we've been growing ever since. And it's just crazy how we've all evolved from something like that. Like nothing can really affect us. We all can grow through that and evolve through it, and then make it better for ourselves.
Right.
Sometimes people just can't. Like they live through the past sometimes, or that it's just whatever hits them, it hits them like a big ass bruise or something like that, or fucking they got their hand chopped off. Like they can't come back to that. And
Well, like that's what I feel like a lot of smaller, and what you mean by like they got hit really hard.
like if like they probably did get COVID, or they probably did have like a job, but they got fired from it, and they don't have like nothing else. They're probably like poor or something like that, or homeless.
Well, because I know, like I know at least for the first few months, whenever COVID was like a huge thing, there's like a ton of suicides because of business loss or job loss, and just all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, shit. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, shit. That's some.
A lot of mom and pop businesses, opened, during 2019, sometime towards the end of it, or even sometime in the beginning of 2020. And when the pandemic hit its peak, a lot of these people who synced in, a quarter, $1,000,000, $500,000, even to $1 million or more into a business just for it to get shut down immediately. A lot of people either, they took their own life, or they go through depression, or they sign themselves in a rehab facility. It was intense. It was completely intense. And I even seen a lot of major chain places actually close down because of the pandemic.
Like which ones, if that you know of, at least?
For me, I used to work at Wawa, and that happened to the Wawa I worked at because I was like, before I did YouTube full time, I was doing halftime, YouTube halftime, working at Wawa, and we were getting to the point where oh, wear gloves. Okay. And then we transition. Oh, you got to wear gloves and wear masks. Okay. Oh, now you got to wear gloves, wear masks, and also social distance. Like, okay. And then more things came up the plan because obviously time progressed and they're learning new things. And for some reason, my manager, he didn't, I guess, didn't know how to cope with all these changes that happen constantly, and he wasn't, I guess, obeying by it. I decided to quit for that one very reason, because I was low key scared, because I know people who had like either grandparents or even like parents who are like, who like basically like have like great aunts and great uncles and even grandparents who are still alive, who went through the Spanish flu, and they remembered that kind of that story, and they're saying, "Hey, listen, this is serious." And my manager didn't listen to it. I took my great aunts, uncles, and grandparents' advices, and I quit. 4 days later, the place closed down because I think like 8 people out of the 20, 8 out of the 20 workers all caught COVID. And I think out of the 8, 6 of them were hospitalized.
Jeez.
Fuck's sake.
They had to close down completely.
Fuck.
Have you or any of like your family members like have gotten COVID before, or have?
I got it. My mom, my fiance, my grandparents, my dad, my sister.
Yeah,
we all had it.
got it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck's sake.
Jesus.
Did anyone else like? I know my mom, my uncle, and my aunt. They had COVID before, and especially having a person with COVID in the house is fucking terrifying.
Yes.
I thought I had COVID for a little while because it was 2 months after the whole like pandemic thing, because I don't think it really happened until March, whenever everything started like shutting down at mass like speed. I think March is when it started to like spread, like it started to get really like insane really fast.
Yep.
I guess you could say. And it was 2 months after that. My friend's graduation, his high school graduation was happening. He came down to Houston from Dallas, and I'm like, oh, I'll go hang out. In my mind, it was just going to be his parents, his brother, his 2 brothers, himself, maybe his girlfriend, me, and some other people I knew. It wasn't going to be a whole lot of people. I show up there, the house is crowded. Oof. All right, nobody's really wearing a mask. There's no social distancing. I myself wasn't too scared because my immune system's pretty decent, actually. My immune system is pretty good. And so, but that wasn't the point where I'm like, I'm not super worried about it. It was about 2 days after that shit hit me real like hard. I didn't get COVID, but my friend's uncle ended up dying because of COVID. Now, granted, he did have some I think from what he said, he did have some medical issues to begin with, but the point being, I was there, and then I think it was like the next week, not 2 days. It was like the next week that I heard that he died in the hospital because of it, and I'm like, no.
God rest his soul.
Yep, but none of my parents got it. My dad's parents didn't get it, thank God, because both of them are immune compromised, and that would have been just hell to deal with.
I just thought about it. How is your guys'? Did you guys have all gotten vaccinated? Or
I got vaccinated already.
I got
got my
vaccinated.
first shot a week ago. I get my second one on July 15th.
How was your second day of having the shot?
Fucking terrible. Oh my god, bro. Dude, my
not
fucking
for
like
me.
it was like everything. Like I had like the chills and I couldn't get out of
the
bed.
second shot that gets you, Gator. It's usually the second shot.
shot.
The second shot's usually the one that gets you, unless you get the
Yeah.
Johnson one. But that's up to you. I was like,
Yeah, but that one, dude, the
I
second shot is awful.
contemplating going through the black market and seeing how much a left arm cost, because I want to chop my arm off and just sell it. That
dude,
shit
I
burns.
made, dude. You want to know my dumb decision? So I'm right-handed, right?
Oh no.
I ended up getting the Johnson one because most of my medical things are genetic, and my parents weren't affected by it, and so in my mind, I'm like, okay, sure, I shouldn't be super affected by it. I wasn't. I didn't have anything bad other than like a sore shoulder, but that happens apparently to every vaccine. You get some sort of soreness, anyways. I I was the dumbass and put in my dominant arm. So for like the first 3 days, my arm, I was like, I'm gonna be ambidextrous by the end of this vaccine, bro.
You're
It's
fucked.
like the time to be ambidextrous.
Yeah, the second shot is always the worst one. When I
Yes.
dealt with that shit, I had like a huge headache that not even a fucking aspirin can take away. And then I had the chills where I got cold, but then my room's like hot as hell. And then I take off my blanket and I'm fucking chilly. And then when I go out, it's even more cold. Like I'm in a fucking freezer. And then it's like, it's just like all confusing on my nerves. It's like fucking awful. And I couldn't even sleep that night, which was worse.
Oh my
Who
gosh.
was the one who took the Johnson & Johnson?
Ranger.
Okay, because obviously I heard a whole bunch of things happening with Johnson & Johnson as it not being always the best out of the vaccines. I just want to let you know. I already know probably in either in 10 years, 20 years, you're going to see a commercial. In the year 2000 or 2001, if you have taken the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for COVID, you may be entitled for some financial compensation. Please call this number.
I know they've had some shit about something in the past. What was it that got them in trouble like a couple years back? It was some sort of like ointment or something. I can't remember what it was.
I heard about something where they were saying the doses give you autism or some shit. I don't know.
I think it was a powder that was quote unquote cancerous.
Or make you autistic. I don't know. That's some shit I was saying.
I know there was a
matter.
thing where it was like a bunch of vaccines didn't get out because something was wrong with them. But at the same time, it's like, okay, they caught it, and they didn't get out. I don't know.
Like I said, in 20 years, when you get your financial compensation, don't forget about me.
I will remember you. I'll walk up to them and just be like, hey, this man right here, yeah, he caught y'all assholes. All right, now give me my fucking money. I'm JG Wentworth up in this bitch. Give me my money.
It's my money. I need it now.
But I mean, I got it back in May, and so
you had the good one then. I think it was the doses of either in. No, it was early ones. I think it was the March and April ones that was kind of like. Weird.
I think those were the ones that were kind of messed up. I think after that they kind of got their shit together and kind of.
You should have got a month early. You would have been rich.
Yeah.
You would have been the next Elon.
Oh my! I don't know about that, Rich, but yeah. I mean, I know. I just know the second shot hits a lot for like the Pfizer and the Moderna.
Mm-hmm.
Those hit a lot.
Yep, I hated it. But like I said, the COVID itself, if you have munchies, if you like eating, COVID sucks. Because I remember my mom bought me some Reese's Cups. That's like my favorite candy of all time. And I took a bite and I tasted nothing. I cried to the inside.
Yeah, oh my god, my friend was pissed because he was like, I can't eat Cheeto Puffs no more. And then he's like, cause he got COVID and shit. And every time he eats a Cheeto Puff, he thinks it just is like sand in his mouth. Or it's fucking just like a stick like that. Like literally, it's nothing.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. I'm glad I don't have that shit. Like when my mom had it, like 24/7, I wear a mask. Like when I leave my room, go back in my room, like I always wore a mask inside because I was just like very worried. But she never really left her room. She would always stay in her room, unless she needed food and then somebody would give her food. But like all that shit. So it almost sounds like a slave or something. Fucking just saying it like that. They'll bring her food. Yeah.
They'll bring her
pay
food.
for
You
it
need
then.
to eat. Good girl. You need to eat.
Oh my god.
Someone
Kidding.
took the
I
word
love you,
bitch way
mom.
too out of
Don't whip
context.
me, please.
Someone took the word bitch way too out of
Whip
context.
you.
Whoa. Where's this conversation going? Thank you. Where's this conversation going?
Whip
Like this
you?
went
Fuck.
from vaccine to some 50 Shades shit.
Yeah,
I don't like
we're fucking
this.
talking. I mean, we're doing something.
These shades of incense.
Yes.
You
yeah,
get
that was-
abused or something? I never heard of a mom whipping their child.
I'm Hispanic. I'm
What?
Hispanic.
What do you
I got
mean? You never
whipped,
heard of
I
a
got
mom
What are you
whipping?
talking
I got.
about?
I got.
Bro,
I
you
got
just
beat-
said that. What?
I got beat with a boat when I did something I shouldn't have done.
I got hit with the
Yeah,
chocleta for malo, and then slap my ass like fucking like.
Yeah, like
Some
there's
kind of chocolate, but
like if I did, my dad said this is like if there's two things I'll get a belt for you is like if you blatantly like if I say don't do this and basically and it's like basically give him the finger. It's like oh hell no, and then I just
Oh, you're
just-
fucked.
yeah no I get my ass whooped,
You're
yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
Usually he'll just take away shit, but most of the time, well, especially when I was like little, he would do that. But I don't know. What I find funny is that there's like, I guess it goes both ways. But there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh no, that's abuse. It's abuse," and it's like there's a
Abuse and
fine
discipline are
line.
two different things.
Exactly. That's like reinforcement, so you won't fuck up again.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
it does go both ways because I feel like if you go too far, then yeah. But I don't feel like a lot of people go too far. If you kind of understand what
yeah.
I'm saying.
You can tell when they really are going
my
too
mom,
far.
I'm convinced my mom is John Wick.
Oh
I'm
god.
convinced. Because I remember I had like bad grades, and
Mhm.
I hid my report card, and my mom found it,
Oh,
God.
and she played it off.
Why'd you hide
Oh.
it? That's like the number what
that's even worse than getting the ass whooping for
Yes.
seeing with the
But,
grades.
Like, I was trying to buy myself some time to think of a story or whatever the
Wait,
case may be. So
wait,
let me
where'd
just
you
hide it for
hide it?
now.
Where'd you hide it?
Damn, I was like 7. I think it was like under my mattress.
Bro, that's like the number one spot to look, man.
Number one,
I forgot
yeah.
it was yesterday. But I remember I was in the shower. I locked the door, and I was just singing. I was singing. I think it was Justin McCartney, "Beautiful Soul." I was just
Oh, okay.
jamming. I was relaxing, and then my mom picked the bathroom lock. And
Oh,
like
I
we're
didn't hear
talking
the-
like the cop movies where they like break down the front door like that.
no, she picked it. Like I don't know what she had. I think she had like a
picked the
toothpick.
lock.
Yeah, I think she had like a little toothpick. She picked the lock.
Shit.
Opened the
oh
door very slowly.
Jesus.
I didn't hear no noise, no nothing. Next thing you know, she pulls the curtain back. She had a belt, and she whipped me when I was basically bare naked and wet.
Jeez.
That's no.
Damn.
Oh God, dude, I haven't even felt that, but at the same time, I'm feeling that right now.
It's water and leather. They don't.
Exactly.
Ooh, my butt cheeks are tense because of that. Oh God, that's not feel good.
Yep, that's what happens. You grow up Hispanic.
That shit.
At
That.
least she didn't hit you in the balls.
I mean, Gator.
Bro.
That shit busted.
Thank God it's not that.
That shit busted.
That shit busted.
You know what's weird is like my girlfriend. She's Puerto Rican, right? And
Boricua.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
wabba.
I'll ask her about like some stuff because I'm in Houston and a lot of my friends are Hispanic and they live next to a bunch of like taco trucks and stuff, and I've talked to them about their families and all that. I don't know where I'm going with that. But the point is,
You're making it sound really racist.
I'm trying not to. All right. I'm
Oh,
just
but
like-
keep going, keep going, keep
Okay,
going.
the point is like I would say stuff and I would ask her is like yeah we could just go like she's flying down I think next week actually and and about a month ago it's like hey we can just go somewhere you can hang out with my friends that you know and we can get some like tostadas from one of the trucks down here
Ooh.
one of the trucks down the street.
Mm.
She had no idea what a tostada was.
What?
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, how?
¿Qué?
How?
What the fuck? Oh my god, bro.
Throw her
It's
away.
like, how do you not? I'm sitting there and I'm like,
What?
you make what?
Or what about even horchata or any of that shit?
don't
man?
know. I
Like,
don't think she
fuck.
knew any of
Oh
that.
man, I would love some horchata right now. I fucking love that
And
drink.
like,
You gotta throw away her
sitting
DNA.
here-
Gotta
I
throw
know,
away her
I'm
DNA.
I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here, right? And I don't mean to say, but I'm like, how am I? I'm white. Like, there's no
Yes.
Hispanic gene in my body, like at all. Like I'm talking German, Scottish, Irish, and English, man. I am white.
Mhm.
And how I'm like you literally a Puerto Rican. Like I've met her parents and I've seen a photo of her granddad. The man is straight up like there's not a shadow of a doubt.
Disappointment.
Bruh. I'm like
Jeez.
how?
Not allowed back in the island.
Back in the I would actually want to go back
And
to
she's
Puerto
been-
Rico.
And she's been to Puerto Rico too. That's the funny thing. Is like,
How is she going to Puerto Rico and not? Okay, I'm just
Bro, yeah, we're not gonna talk.
That's what
We're not
I'm
gonna. We're not
saying,
gonna
right?
talk.
Helping her case.
I'm not. That's the
I'm
point.
not
I'm
taking a
like,
caso cerrado.
That's so
She-
sick.
she's gonna fly down here. Senzopi's gonna catch a like first class ticket.
We're gonna
over
make
here.
a
It's like,
fucking
all right,
Telemundo
all right.
show, bro.
Sábado gigante.
Oh man.
I'm depressed now.
Dude, I've been sick. Like I don't know what's fucking going on. I've been achy all day, dude. Like it's awful. I hope it's not coronavirus. I swear to God.
You're
That-
mutating.
Dude, I'm a Ninja
mutating.
Turtle, dude. Cowabunga. I actually have pizza
Yeah.
right now. So
If you would be a Ninja Turtle, which Ninja Turtle would you want to be?
Leonardo.
You want to be Leonardo?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Leonardo. gang.
Donatello. I already have
Donatello.
some brain damage, so.
Donatello's
What?
the smart one.
So
Like,
then
wait,
you'll be
wait,
Raphael.
wait,
You'll be
hold on.
Raphael.
Wait,
You
dude.
mean
Michelangelo.
Mike? You mean Mikey?
Listen, all right, cut it. Don't clip it.
I can imagine. Can you imagine Donatello with brain damage? Would that just make him like normal?
Wait a minute. Wait, did you think Donatello was like the dumb one or something?
Yeah, I think that's what he was talking. Or like the
Listen,
skater.
I have adult juice in my body. I confuse the TMNTs. I'm sorry.
Okay, little quiz, pop quiz then. We'll do a little tiny pop quiz. All right, who's Leonardo then?
Doesn't he have the staff? No, wait.
Whoa, damn.
Let me just open up Google.
Let me open up Google.
I'm not going on Google.
No. From the mind. Okay.
From the mind. you-
Okay.
Mine
Who's
is currently-
Michelangelo?
Michelangelo has the orange.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
alright.
right on that.
Alright.
All right.
What are the weapons? Like, what are the things he
Yeah.
uses?
What is his weapons?
I know it's not. Is it the nunchucks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
Alright,
he's
that's-
not that.
that's too-
He's sober. He's somewhat.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe he's
sober.
rap.
I'm not sober, but I'm sober.
I have a
Sober.
question. How aggressive are you?
I'm not that aggressive. I had
Okay.
5-6 shots.
Mm.
Cause I was with my sister's boyfriend, and he bought something called it was peanut butter whiskey.
Oh.
Peanut butter whiskey?
Dude.
Exactly. And the thing that it sucks and it's also amazing is that when you actually take shots, you don't feel it at all. There's no burn, there's no bad aftertaste. So it's like you're literally just drinking peanut butter. So I
See,
continued.
drinking peanut butter does not
No,
sound.
I don't. Drinking Reese's
doesn't
Pieces,
sound
bro.
right. But I mean,
For
the
guys
Disney
that
drinking
eat
a
peanut
Reese's
butter,
cup.
that's not good.
I mean, to each their own. To each their
I
own.
mean, I would
guess.
drink like a Hershey. Like if they made a Hershey drink, I would drink it. Or a Kit
Wouldn't
Kat.
wouldn't that be
Yeah,
like
that's
a
basically chocolate. milk.
Chocolate milk. Yeah.
yeah chocolate milk or like a hot?
But the same
not
chocolate
really
that they put on a
chocolate.
Kit Kat, like, yeah, I would drink it.
Ooh.
That's
Ooh,
how it
actually-
goes.
What would chocolate be like their pronouns?
What would chocolates? Willy Wonka.
Chocolate's pronouns would be her, she.
Ah,
Ha
That makes me want to leave this call.
Not.
All right, well, we're deleting the channel now. No.
That's the end of the
No,
episode.
Fuck this.
no.
I ain't coming back no more.
Like
It was a one-time appearance.
Oh man.
think about that.
Gummy
Like, what if they
friends.
made candy in a drink? Like, what kind of candy would you want as a drink?
What kind of
my
kid?
God.
Oh,
Like, it could be
that's a good
sweet,
question.
chocolate. It could be anything. But think about like
you
that's
know the malt balls.
Ma balls.
The
Sounds
malt
familiar.
balls, like Whoppers and stuff like that.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Those.
yes.
I mean, those you could basically make into a drink. Like, there's some that taste like those already, so they kind of already exist.
I think
Those
those.
kind of I enjoy those. Those are pretty
Yeah,
good.
true. Because I went to this nice restaurant and they had like a chocolate coffee liquor,
Oh,
and oh my god, it was phenomenal. I had like 4 orgasms just drinking it.
so a coffee with liquor in it.
Yeah.
That sounds
All right.
fascinating.
So speaking about candy as drinks, I went to Rita's and I ordered. There was a thing that's called a Swedish fish water ice. and that
Oh.
tastes so good.
Oh,
Swedish
Yeah,
fish
Swedish
water?
oh my god.
What? That's really
Yeah, that's a
sounds-
thing. Swedish
Oh.
fish water ice. It's a
Did it
thing.
taste? Did it taste like Swedish, like the candy
It
itself?
it's tasted like
You're
Swedish
talking to the
fish.
man who has the biggest Swedish fish in the fucking room right now, like dead ass. But it's in a can, so I mean.
Y'all like Jolly Ranchers?
Depends on the flavor, but most of the
Right.
time, yes.
You like green apple?
uh,
Nah, met to you.
Meh. Yeah.
It's a
It sounds weird, but if you combine Hennessy with coconut Red Bull, it tastes like green apple.
mm.
Really?
Good
Yeah.
to know.
I mean, you're really talking to non-drinkers here, to be honest. I mean,
Well,
like
I mean,
the only
it's
thing
not
that I've
aftertaste,
drunk,
whatever.
like
I
drink
mean,
is
no, well,
Crown
my-
Royal peach, but that's pretty much
Well-
it. Like that's
well,
the
like
only
my
thing.
girlfriend's like of age now to get out to buy alcohol,
Yeah.
so she could actually like. So now I'm gonna learn like a bunch of alcohol terms.
Look
Am
I'm
at
the only
you.
boomer here.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm about to turn 24 next month.
I mean,
so
I do
I'm-
smoke. All I smoke is cigars, so I mean, I'm the classy man.
Hey,
Classy man.
hey, okay.
Yes,
That
sir.
makes two of us. That makes two of us.
Yes,
Okay.
let's go.
I just came back. That's where I was at. I was at his cigar shop.
Oh
Oh,
shit, nice. What
It's
did
a
you get?
BYOB. It was a BYOB place that had Domino's,
Oh.
had other stuff, and it's called Perez Carrillo,
Perez.
and it won Best Cigar of 2020. And I
Oh.
could 100% agree, it's an amazing smoke.
Nice.
Mm. Do you like grab? Do you
Not-
like just only get cigars from the store, like the cigar shop, or do you actually do you time to time go to like gas station and like, oh, I'm gonna grab one, like those tiny little thin ones?
It's a 30-minute drive from my house. It's called J&R. I'm not trying to plug anything, whatever, but it's just the place called, and they have like the biggest selections in New Jersey. They have, I think, over like probably 2,000 or 3,000 different cigars,
Oh, okay.
and they go from like Nicaraguan, Dominican to Connecticut, whatever. So I usually hang out there, and I just get whatever has a good label, and whatever the
Right.
cashier said, oh, this is the top sale for the week, or this is the top sale of the month, or this is the top sale of the year. Okay, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Should just one by one, just go one by one.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to learn a bunch of like cigars. I actually, wait, I think I got one right now over here. Wait, let me find it. Hold on. Searching in the closet.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound right.
Hmm.
That doesn't.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Yo, you stuck?
No, I'm
Just
not.
to-
Be
just-
nice
just-
when I hear the bunch
just-
of children in the closet.
Just a disclaimer. We do not condone nor not condone the use of these products, and we are
Yes.
not sponsored by them.
Yeah,
wanna get that
please
out
do
there.
not come and
We are
attack
not
us.
sponsored by, and use at your own discretion.
Oh, here it
right?
is.
Yeah.
I got it. Let me read it. Age 18. The cigar.
Well, you are over. You are that.
Yes, I am that, so I can have it. I can't read this
Okay.
shit, man. It's a dark, so I like dark cigars. Sometimes
Ooh.
mild
Those
ones.
are called not Modelos. Those are called Maduros. There you go. The dark cigars are called Maduros.
Yeah.
That
I
I'm
like
Cuban, so
Maduros.
I'm part Cuban, so I know my cigars.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's Cubans and Puerto Ricans that kind of really know their shit about like cigars.
Combination of both.
Combination, yeah. I mean, we love Domino's, like the game. I mean, I remember
like
one
both.
time that
The
a
game
friend
and the
did
food.
bring
Yeah.
Domino's to school, and they were Cuban, and I was like, they're Cuban, because then he's like, yeah, you Puerto Ricans are you're gonna get your ass slapped, and then because he was gonna beat me, and I beat him like it was 7-5, and then he got pissed at me because he was like, bro, that was an easy win for you, because my dad always beats my ass in Domino's because he's so good at it, so I kind of
I haven't
learned.
played
from-
this.
Just the age. Just the age.
I haven't played Dominoes in so fucking long. I honestly don't even remember how to play
Domino,
it.
like it's like I forget that like Domino's is like a main thing, and it's like I always have fun every time when I play it. Like I would play a game over and over and over again. Like if you give me Domino's, I'll keep playing it. Like
I
I
feel
would
like-
enjoy it all the time.
I feel like there's some people that have no idea what Domino's are, and they would just be like, "Hey, you want to get?
It's-
Hey, you want to get? Hey, yo, go get the Domino's." Like, oh,
Yeah,
you
we're
got
talking about
Domino's?
Domino's
Sweet,
pizza.
we're
Yeah,
go-
yeah.
Like, let's go get pizza, and they
Yep.
just reach in the closet, and it's like, "Oh shit, where the pizza at?"
For real.
You just turn into two mad. Hey, yo, the pizza, bro. Where it at?
Hey, the pizza, bro.
Pizza here.
Like legit, Domino's
Pizza
just satisfies me all the time. I always love
We
Domino's.
actually got Domino's one time when I was up in Indiana. When my girlfriend and I were actually babysitting for her cousins, we actually got Domino's, and I've learned at that point, her cousins are fucking crackheads. All right, like I have never in my life seen somebody with that level. Like, sure,
Yeah.
imagine sped, but more.
So
More
they're
sped?
just like,
Okay, listen. Kid was making a joke about something, right? The boy, we'll just call him Jake. because
boy.
I don't.
We'll call him boy.
'cause- We'll call him boy. We'll go God of War. We'll just call him boy. All right.
boy.
Boy. All right.
Oh my
So
fucking
boy was eating pizza, and he made a joke or something. Man spat out a little bit of
Oh
it.
my god.
Ran upstairs, laughing the entire time. All right. He goes upstairs to take a shit or something. I'm sitting downstairs, and I just hear this kid laughing like a psychopath the entire time. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I'm about to call some fucking Catholics up in this bitch. I need an exorcism now. Like, where the
That's
like that
where-
crazy? Like fucking like caco shit like that. Like
Well, like nobody was levitating. Nobody was levitating or acting like Mr. Krabs, whatever the fuck that was. But
I
I mean,
would have burned the house
that is
down.
a way of them just being crazy. I mean,
no, like straight up just laughing. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm about to call Constantine. Yo,
it's always the cousins that are the crazy ones sometimes. Like,
bro. My family, it's actually shit. I think the craziest one's my aunt. But-
your hands.
Yeah.
No.
The aunts.
I mean, it's
No,
always
like-
the titis. Titis are
Yeah.
always the.
Yep.
No, but my aunt is the one that I'm talking about is fucking insane, bro. Like burnt down. Like I got at least 2 stories that I could say about actually 3. All right. One, she burnt the house down. Like literally my grandparents.
I know I said
Oh,
that, but okay.
Typical? No, okay.
No, like literally burnt it down. My dad was just like super young at the time. And he was like maybe a year or 2 old. And he was apparently he was older, I don't know. She dealt drugs,
Oh.
which is common in my area, sort of.
Okay. Respect.
She adopted 3 Russian kids, which that's not the bad part. It's not the bad. They were great cousins for the time, I guess.
She building
Because
an army?
they were only around for a while. What is it?
She building an army with 3 Russian kids?
I don't know. But
She's like,
I mean,
"Suka,
I met them. They're pretty cool. They didn't really talk much, but I.
But
hung out
okay,
with,
so you said burnt a house. Was it abandoned house or just
no,
like-
it was their house.
Oh,
But this was back in the 70s, bro. This is a long time ago. It wasn't
70s.
recent. It was a while.
Oh my god.
And she from what I've heard, she deals drugs and calls people a ton of shit, but that's just family, I guess, at some point. But no, she made international news
What the fuck?
because the bitch was abusing her like Russian kids or some shit. And I looked it up because there's articles about her actually. Like you can look up articles about her.
Jesus.
And I ended up reading some. It's even worse, bro. Like
It's worse in print.
you're gonna have to look it up for yourself. I am not saying you should. I'll show. I
It's,
can.
not,
look
it's
it up
not
for
really
you.
a thing that should be searched, but if you want, go for
Yeah.
it. That's like what you're kind of saying.
yeah, nobody really talks about it in my family. So I'm not gonna say the name.
Yeah, don't
Because
don't say
no,
it.
I know that's gonna be
Just
fucking
just
stupid.
call her
Give
crazy
the
Ant
name.
Man.
Nah, I'll show you guys after.
Yeah,
the
after
podcast
we
if
get
y'all-
we
if
get
y'all-
VIP, haha,
Yeah.
viewers, haha.
Yeah, fuck you, viewers.
Fuck you,
That's
viewers.
what
You
we
don't get
that's what we
shit.
don't sub.
Haha.
Fucking scrubs.
Scrubs. What are you, TLC? Shut up, man.
they're what is like TLC? Are they like more like cooking and shit? Is that what all they do on TLC
What?
and shit? Or am I
I feel-
fucking brain dead right
I
now?
feel old. I feel old now.
That's a old band.
Dude,
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm retarded.
TLC was a
Fuck.
music group that
It was
made
a music.
the
Yeah,
song Scrubs.
it was
I don't
in.
want no Scrubs. Scrubs. Is a
But no, that just
copyright
brought
that
myself up to
get
it because
no
I'm
love
like,
from
I
me.
don't really watch TV that much. I'm that whole fucking only on the app, like streaming apps and
Ah,
shit like that.
Okay. All right. But yeah. But the lead singer died. Anyways, next topic.
Oh no, shit! All right, well,
Spoiler!
goddamn.
Spoiler alert!
damn.
Fuck's sake. And you all watched like any of the new shows that they've been having like on Disney Plus
I've
or
watched.
whatever the fuck?
I've
yeah.
watched Loki. I've watched
Loki.
all-
You watched it?
so-
It's
I've caught up to the fourth one, and there's some Sweet Home Alabama. I guess it's like some Sweet Home Alabama shit.
when did they have Sweet? What are you talking about? When?
You'll see it in the episode.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
mean
gonna
the
spoil
you mean the
anything.
Loki and the Loki?
Yeah.
And they butt fuck in the Loki.
Well, I
God.
don't think they did.
I mean, they don't show that, but it's like what kind of like hinting.
It's hinted, yes. It's
Hinted.
hinted
Oh.
that it's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they would have showed it.
I'd like to hear
Yeah.
that.
Spoiler alert:
Frost-
Loki dies in Loki. Oh, spoiler! No.
Ooh. Like, for me, I'm caught up to everything Marvel related. I'm waiting until Loki's like done so I can just marathon through it.
I'm
All
just
I know is that
Wait
this
until
is all
Spider-Man
gonna-
comes out. That's all. I'm
Well,
waiting for.
I think Doctor Strange is gonna come out first, and then Spider-Man.
No, Black
Oh.
Widow comes out in like I think either in 8 or 9 days.
A Black Widow's
No,
going to get a
really?
movie.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it
my
comes out
God,
on the
bro!
9th.
When are they gonna fucking release it, bro? I'm pissed.
It's the 9th. It's gonna be 7 days until Black Widow's. movie.
Finally, damn. Been delaying
no,
that
I'm
shit. To
saying,
be
like,
honest.
But no, I'm saying like Loki and like WandaVision. I know those two tie into the Doctor Strange movie coming up, the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
I know those tie into it. And then I think the
Falcon.
Spider-Man movie, that's supposed to be like a Spider-Verse type deal, isn't it? Because that's where they're gonna have. Or did they scrap that?
They've
idea?
they've been
hinted, but they didn't confirm
It's
it.
rumors and hints because everyone just like keeps on talking about this shit, and then if Andrew Garfield's gonna be it, and then Tobey Maguire, and then like no one knows what Toby's doing, and Andrew Garfield confirmed himself. I didn't get a call, nothing, yada yada, and then but then they're hinting like the original Doc Ock from the first Spider-Man 2, is gonna be Doc Ock in this one. So
I think,
everyone's already assuming, and then Jamie Foxx, I believe, is gonna play Electro in that movie as well.
I think
Everything's been speculation. Even though like they did get J. Jonas Jameson from the Spider-Man 2 or
Right.
Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire verse into this MCU, but it's like everything is still
it's still
just
speculation at this point.
speculation.
Yeah, that's
If
why I
you
just
want a
hate
list
watching
of-
videos about it because all they talk about is prediction or rumor.
I
And...
did see one thing. This was a while ago. I don't even remember when I saw this, but it was. You remember Daredevil, Kingpin? I don't know if any of y'all saw.
Oh
the
yeah,
Netflix
Daredevil,
one.
I did.
Kingpin. Wait, is Kingpin in?
I think the actor for Kingpin is going to be Kingpin in the Spider.
Netflix
Oh, didn't they say that fucking the MCU is not connected with Punisher and Daredevil and all
Yes,
that shit?
How?
Yes. But it's not connected. Is that I think they're done with that that Netflix universe.
They
They
It
moved
was
it on to
connected-
the
it was-
MCU
it
now.
was connected to the MCU because I remember watching Luke Cage and they were saying, "Oh, I got the Battle of New York and bootleg or whatever the case may be." So
no, it was tied
hinted.
in. It was all tied in.
They hinted
but
because as well as the actor who played Daredevil, I think he added Toby or Tom Holland or something like that, or the Spider-Man thing, and then he had the Daredevil helmet and he put it on and shit. So I think it's tying in because he's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I think the hint is like Spider-Man's lawyer is gonna be like Daredevil, and Daredevil's gonna help him out being like vigilante and shit like that, and yada
Yeah,
yada
I think
yada.
they're
I
also
think
gonna tie in Deadpool
Venom.
because in the comics I'm not much of a nerd, but anyways in the comics basically it's called basically like a New York team, and it consists of Deadpool, Spider-Man, and Daredevil. They're basically
Mm.
called Team Red, since
Okay.
obviously
Team Red.
They all have red in
Spider-Man
common.
rules over Queens, Daredevil rules over Harlem, and I think Deadpool is Brooklyn. So because
For
of
real?
that yeah. So
Oh
because of that
shit.
little connections, they're all in New York. They're supposed to
Right.
team up. That's what happens in the comics. I'm not
Mm.
sure if Deadpool 3 is going to connect to the MCU because now that Disney bought Fox.
I
I don't know.
think what they're gonna do, prediction. I think that they're gonna have a lot of jokes. Like, you know how they do those teasers? I feel like there's gonna be a lot of them combined with MCU. Like, I could see already a Deadpool poster of the of Endgame, but just all Deadpool heads, just all in that picture. And then it's
Like some
Deadpool 3
Easter eggs.
coming out, and it's like Avengers, Spawn, all that shit. Like, I could already see it.
Yeah.
So timestamp this. So if this comes true, you can say, "Yo, at July 2nd,
Yeah,
2021, I predicted this shit.
yeah, we
What
made
I
the
would-
prediction,
I want my
man.
money."
What I would love to see is the Venom movies, right? Like what was
Mhm.
your thoughts on the Venom movie, like
Ooh.
in general?
I knew they weren't connected. Fucking San Francisco and then all that shit, but they did hint it on the Daily Bugle on the second movie in the
Mhm.
trailer. Now because of Sony and their deal with like Spider-Man, I know that they're
Yeah.
trying to slowly hint on possibly
Yeah.
that they probably will connect to the Venom, like all the sinister or like all those symbiotes and
Six.
shit like that with Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
uh
Because that would, in my opinion, that'd be pretty interesting to see.
Yeah,
That would be
that's
interesting.
Spider-Man's main villain.
Tom Hardy is a
Right.
good Venom. I will be honest, he's a good
Yeah.
or Eddie Brock, and then the
Eddie
Venom
Brock,
is
he-
really
he
good.
fits it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really good. Now, the other one, I give him acceptance, but
Which other one?
the other Eddie
Uh,
Brock from Spider-Man 3. But to be
Oh,
honest, that
yeah.
Venom
We
was
don't talk about
total
that here.
shit, man. Like I don't like that Venom. I like Eddie Brock, he's cool, but that Venom bro was so awful. Like
Well, see, what I find funny is that that whole Eddie Brock thing, the Venom thing, happened in San Francisco, right?
yeah.
That's where Ant-Man's from too. Ant-Man is
Yeah.
outside of San Francisco,
Mm.
hmm
so
Now unless it involves the quantum realm, like the whole quantum movie with
then it's
Ant-Man
not
and the
gonna
Wasp,
fit. Right?
that probably could be a hint. I don't know. Maybe.
Isn't there
Yeah.
supposed to be another one of those?
What, Ant-Man?
I thought so. I
Yeah,
thought I
it's
heard
called
something about
Quantum
this.
Mania. That's one of the list of movies in the next
Yeah.
phase. There's also
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. I know that's coming out.
I was going to mention Fantastic Four.
Fantastic
tying
Four,
it
bro. I
in.
know the MCU is gonna make a good version of this because all the others were shit except the one with Chris Evans. That one's all right.
Yeah,
But
that was alright. I had a crush
Yeah,
on
but-
Jessica Alba, so I always liked it. Fantastic Four, the original one.
Right.
yeah.
But the one they remade with Michael B. Jordan, that was just.
We don't talk about that.
It reminds me of the
Mhm.
Power Rangers movie, like the CGI one, like the
Ah,
ugh.
Which
that
one?
was
The first
painful.
one?
Wait, didn't they only make one of those?
Yeah, they
No,
did
wait,
one,
wait.
and then the ratings went plummeting.
Gosh.
Yeah, they hide it. Like you can't see it anymore. Like that shit.
I have an uncle who talked about like the MCU Fantastic Four. Well, like basically how they got their powers. I think it's a good concept. So like I said, if you clip this, if this happens, I'll give half the money to my uncle. but but he said basically, obviously in the original movies, they went to space. Then some energy blast happened, and they got their powers.
Okay.
So my uncle's like, okay, if you remember, obviously in Endgame, where the Hulk snapped his finger and brought everybody back,
You
that
think that was the energy blast?
that was the energy blast. If you remember, I guess it kind of zoomed out to the planet or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
He was speculating maybe during that time realm, they were already in space, and then when everybody got back to life because of the Hulk, I think that created like a radiation, and they got the powers, and then that's how they're going to introduce it. Okay, makes sense.
That
That does make sense.
that would fit. That would fit quite a bit actually, because the Infinity Stones would have a lot of power.
Exactly.
But then they kind of showed how low-key they made the Infinity Stones look
Well,
like
but that's
just
one
fucking
universe.
pebbles.
So what I noticed is that there's no Soul Stones. I think is one thing that a lot of people caught on. I don't think there's any Soul Stones
Mm.
because you have to sacrifice something to get the Soul Stone, and two. I think they only work in that universe. Like there's only certain ones that work.
Yeah.
Because I think all the others were variants, and so they all.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now my question is, who got those Infinity Stones? Because they showed a lot of them in that little cabinet when Loki found them all. Because he's
Mhm.
like, how do you have so many Infinity Stones? Because it's so hard to get.
I think just a
But-
ton of variants. I mean, now I will say one thing. I think you know how everybody's like nobody knows the TVA. I
Yeah.
don't think that's true. I think there's at least one person that would. No.
I think it's the main person, the boss or whatever, that woman.
No, obviously she works there. No, I'm talking about outside the TVA.
That were
The
oh
only people that would know that place exists would be Doctor Strange, because his whole thing is time.
he
has
yeah
the
he
time
has
stone.
to know.
His
And I feel
whole thing is-
Ant-Man probably got to
Ant-Man
know.
would know as well because he
Yeah.
literally time traveled.
I think they made a
Sort of.
hint. I saw this like little this other podcast. I'm not gonna mention it because fucking that's plugging in another one. But to be honest, they were just talking about how Ant-Man, the Quantumania, could evolve with the TVA, because remember they said that time is different in quantum, or in like the
Mhm.
quantum realm and
In
the
quantum
TVA.
realm.
The TVA probably is in the quantum realm and shit like that. Fucking words.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then
know-
Quantum
I know-
realm.
quantum
well,
realm, and then when you quantum realm,
just-
when you all
Turn
that
2
shit.
years old.
Adam Sandler over here. What would you?
my God.
But then it was like, then in Quantumania, they're probably gonna bring in about the TVA in the movie, because probably Ant-Man was there when he was in the realm and shit like that. So I don't know. It might be a whole connection with Ant-Man, because that's like the man who went in the quantum.
Right. Like that would make sense too. And then the whole thing was like time works differently. So
Mhm.
does time work differently or does it not exist? Because if you remember the Doctor Strange movie, t- in the dark dimension there is no time. Time does not exist.
Yeah.
And space is whatever you want it to be, I guess. So it's like Doctor Strange is probably another person that knows, and I would imagine the Sorcerer Supreme, the one before him, would know as well. I'm pretty sure she knew as well,
Yeah.
because otherwise it just.
I just noticed
Oh.
I never watched Doctor Strange.
Did you never
What?
watch Doctor Strange?
Oh my god, I actually
Well,
haven't.
take a
What?
tab of
I'm
acid
going to
and
Disney
watch it.
Plus right now, and I'm going to go watch the fucking. No, because I've seen all of them, and I think I skipped Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, which is funny because now they're like the most I need to know
Now
this
they're the ones
Yep.
that you gotta watch.
because I need to know what the fuck's happening right now, because it's all confusing. Because probably it's something that if I watch Ant-Man, I would have known, and if I watch Doctor Strange, I would have known, like, because it's fucking universes and shit like that, you know?
Well, and I think you remember. So, who saw WandaVision? Out of
I
who
have.
saw WandaVision. Okay.
Frosty, Dust, Skater, any of y'all? Or
No, I don't
Nah.
watch Disney Plus shows.
Mm.
I don't even have Disney Plus.
Well,
Oh, shit.
in WandaVision, I'm gonna spoil this, but in WandaVision, at the very end when she was in the cabin, so two things. Number one,
he left. He left.
okay. So number one, I'm pretty sure in the 2003 Hulk, that's the same cabin because that looks
No,
if you remember the 2003
no.
because if you
I don't know
remember,
about 03
No, no.
Hulk.
the 2003 the one where it was like
No,
CGI.
yeah, but I don't remember them being in the lake. I think they were in the middle
No.
of a forest.
No, it was in no, because at the very end of the movie.
Oh,
They
very
had
end.
relocated him to some cabin in Canada. Remember, so that he could
Mm.
calm down and meditate and all that.
Okay.
I think that's the same cabin. I think they used the same cabin
I don't know.
in Wanda. At the
Wait,
very
you
end of
said the
WandaVision.
cabin.
Yes.
Are you talking about when he met up with his girl and then there's those hound dogs and shit? Or when he was talking to his
No.
dad and then.
hold on.
Because I have a
2003
brief memory of Hulk because that was an
Hulk.
old fucking movie. That was like
Cabin.
before there was any like timeline of movies or the superhero movies together. It was just like come up with any superhero movie you could make up. Any movie like they were making Hulk,
2003
Spider-Man, Fantastic Four,
Hulk.
X-Men. I think X-Men was on the top of that whole shit.
2003 Hulk.
I played the game too. That game was kind of ass, to be honest.
I know. I'm pretty sure. Hang on. Wanda Vision cabin scene.
Yeah, and just to
It's
put it
like a
out there, these
porno.
are spoilers. So if you haven't watched it,
Wait.
you might as well just skip a little bit to the because
I like how you point out the spoilers now.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll put something.
But
I'll put something.
I get that's
motherfucker.
it's a possibility that's it. That's what I think. I'm pretty sure it's the same cabin, but I could be wrong. But the other thing is, in Loki, whenever there was like all the branches of time and everything in the second episode, I'm pretty sure that's when Wanda heard her kids. Because if you remember the very end of WandaVision, she heard her kids like saying
Right.
mom or something. Whenever those branches were splitting, I'm pretty sure Wanda knew that's when Wanda heard them. Because it would make sense. Because she has a ton of power. Because now she realizes she is the Scarlet Witch. Because supposedly she's more powerful than Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange is pretty badass. So.
Yep.
So wait, who's powerful, her or fucking Doctor Strange?
So I see it two different ways, right? On the one hand, if we're talking raw power, probably Wanda, because she could have stopped Thanos
Yeah.
if he didn't start Operation Rolling Thunder on everybody.
Oh yeah, because she was like about to like squish his ass and all that, but then it was like then she just stopped out of nowhere.
And then he's like rain fire or something like that.
Yeah. She would have easily won. But
At the same time, that's raw power. I feel like Doctor Strange is more on the combat side.
Yeah.
I feel like he knows more. He knows more about it. He knows more about what he's doing.
yeah.
Wanda has the ability to fuck with your mind.
Right. But at the same time, it's like Doctor Strange. I feel like Doctor Strange has more control, a little bit more than Wanda, and that probably would get an upper hand. I'm not certain. I don't know.
She's like, Doctor Strange is more like Naruto. Like he could just do like the fucking shadow clone jutsu and just make 1,000 copies and so just fuck with your brain that kind of way. Like visually,
Yes.
she gets in your brain and makes you see shit.
Yeah.
Right.
She made a whole
But that's
town
a-
see shit. Like it was fucking.
But at the same time, you gotta remember, I'm pretty sure you remember that one scene where he got pushed into like every dimension known to man,
Oh yeah.
and like all these different. He
Who?
looked through all different realities
Wait,
as
who?
well. Doctor Strange in Infinity War.
Yep.
He looked through all possible outcomes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's how he knows about the TVA, because he probably branched off of that.
Just knows everything, to be honest.
Probably. And that's, again, he knows the outcomes.
Yeah. You want this?
So-
You want a good outcome? Listen to me. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
What if it was
You
like?
want to
What
live.
if it was like Iron Man didn't have to die, and then Doctor Strange looked at him before he died. He's like, "Bro, you didn't need to do that, but I guess this suits. I guess this counts." Like, I mean,
I guess I miscounted.
yeah. Well, bye.
That would suck. That would just suck. The whole like Marvel like fandom would just be on Benedict Cumberbatch.
yeah.
Like
Honestly.
not because you
Fuck
remember they
you,
did
Dr.
that for
Strange.
they did that for Chris Pratt whenever because remember Star Lord was like punching Thanos whenever he was in the I guess hallucination or whatever it was. I don't know. And everybody got mad. It's like, why'd you punch Thanos? And it's like, and Chris Pratt had to publicly say, it's like, I'm not fucking Star Lord, all right. I am. That's
Yeah,
not
dude,
a real
but I
guy
mean,
here.
like fucking Star Lord's a dumbass. I know that for sure. But Chris Pratt's
No.
cool. Chris Pratt's cool.
No, but they said that they were going after Chris Pratt for it. They were like, "Why did you punch Thanos?"
They're just fanboys. They're just like
Exactly.
fans,
Bro,
just like
honestly,
fucking
I
geeking
feel
about it.
like yeah, every fandom has like the pit of darkness that is fanboys.
Yeah,
Like
that makes
like
it thinks
K-pop-
it's Rio and shit like that, and then they
Minecraft has it, Marvel has it, Fortnite, Call of Duty.
It's like if you were
fucking
watching, like if you
K-pop,
play a game and the main
everyone.
character dies because of that person, and you go up to them, you find out that the actor is like, "You fucking asshole," and it's like, "What did I do?" Like,
Honestly, it's like, look, I got money, all right. I did a line, I got the
Yeah.
money, I go, bye. And it's like,
you heard about that they were, I guess people online were bullying the little girl that plays Iron Man's like daughter.
they were bullying. Oh,
They were
what?
bullying her online, cyberbullying and shit. I think they
For
like tell her to kill
what?
herself.
What did she do?
I don't
the
know, but
fuck?
apparently on media it was like even like the people who were actors were posting about it because they're like, stop this because people are being dicks and shit, and they're like,
What the fuck?
like threatening her and shit like that for no fucking reason.
That sounds like that happened to somebody else too. I think that was Anakin, the young Anakin in the prequels for Star Wars.
Well, why though?
I don't fucking know, but I just know that he got like severely bullied from like. But I feel like Star Wars just has like a terrible fandom because there's so many people that complain and complain.
But
it's
that's
just-
depending. Yeah, like there are people who complain and a lot and shit. But of course, the people like me, it took me to a Force Awakens just to get to be like a little bit of a fan of Star Wars, because like Clone
Okay.
Wars I was not really dealing with, and then the
Okay.
older movies are like old, so I was like, I'm not really gonna deal with watching old movies
I
as a
mean,
kid. So I mean, like I was like just
Right,
like, man,
right.
it's not really my taste.
I mean, for me, I would say that the sequels they were okay. I think the last one is where people really got mad.
Oh, I kind of got disappointed, yeah. Because the way it ended, I was just like, okay, she just claimed
like
herself as a Skywalker when she's not really, but
Yeah,
I guess so. Fucking, like, she's gonna be a Skywalker now. Like, it was
Yeah.
weird. I don't know. The ending was not the best, but
it wasn't the best. And then I think what was it? The Last Jedi or was no? Wait, how was it? It was Force Awakens,
Force Awakens, The Last Jedi,
then Rise of Skywalker.
Rise
I
of
think is what it
Skywalker,
was.
yeah.
Yes.
And then I was finding out it's not even Palpatine. I thought it was Emperor Palpatine that whole movie. Apparently, it's like, I don't know. They were
who
telling me
was
it's not, but
Who the fuck was it then?
I don't know. Like it was like it's not Emperor Palpatine, but it's more like it's somebody else controlling his body, his dead body, his corpse, and then mutated him, and then all that shit. But
It's like a puppet or something. What?
like I think that's what they were saying. It's a puppet, like Palpatine, which is basically a puppet. It's not even him.
But how would he do the fucking lightning fingers that awoke in a sky fleet?
Well,
of
remember
Star
because he was
Destroyers?
hooked onto this like genetic like energy system thing that it was connected to his body. So maybe that's
To
what
be
gave him all the like electrocution and shit.
To be fair, if you've been dead for like 30 plus years and then all of a sudden come alive, yeah, you're gonna be hooked up to some fucking machine. So
Yeah.
there's that too.
Springtrap in a nutshell.
There's a movie I've seen where it was like it's almost like he was like Bane, just like with tubes up his back and shit like that with venom or like toxics and shit like just to keep him alive. He also did that in the show Naruto. They have this villain. His name's Madara, and he's connected to this big old tree that gives him all this like juice. And basically, if you were to cut off that shit, he would die immediately because he's already like over 100 years old, basically.
Oh wow.
But what he tries to do is do a jutsu and then connect to a person, so then he can be connected to that body until he finds his body, and then there's this thing where you can rise your body up from the dead, and then he can control it again. So basically, he has this fresh, younger body. It's like those kind of movies where the villain just basically gets the juice and is alive for
Right.
years.
Right.
So, and then apparently, then what was it like? Kylo Ren then he's like, I'm a true Solo, and then tries to become all Han Solo with like a gun and a lightsaber. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I did like. I kind of like the Kylo Ren kind of redemption thing. That was nice.
yeah,
But I feel like Finn deserved so much more of a like storyline.
Finn's
than what
the
got.
no.
He was the stormtrooper, or yeah, stormtrooper.
Okay, so Ray is the girl. Ray's the
Ray
woman.
is the girl.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
and Finn is the he's the stormtrooper. Yeah.
Got it. Because
Yeah.
I got those two always confused. Like to be
Finn
honest,
deserves so much more of an arc.
I think he's getting his own show on Disney Plus. I think they're
Is
saying
he?
that because they're coming out with a lot of shows for Disney Plus for Star Wars. Because Mickey got to jack off George Lucas for money and shit like that.
Mhm.
So Disney could do what they could do for Star Wars. It ain't ending.
Mhm.
But I mean, I feel like Jon Favreau is doing good with the Star Wars series. He did good with Mandalorian. He did really good with Mandalorian so far. I think
Yeah.
there's one more season of that coming out.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
have to watch that because I saw.
I think Ahsoka's getting her own series, from what I remember.
That's the
I-
orange bitch, right? The one from Clone Wars and
Yeah.
shit like that. Yeah,
Yes,
the orange bitch. That's how I call people. She's the orange
we
bitch.
We got orange bitch, Scottish bitch, depressed bitch. That's
Skywalker
this is it.
bitch. Like I mean, like fucking.
That's depressed bitch because he's always a
Yeah.
asshole.
Like I've never become a Skywalker.
Palpatine is old bitch. Yoda
Old
is
bitch.
small bitch.
Green old ass bitch.
What's the whole thing,
Instead of pig Latin, it's bitch Latin.
Right.
Everybody has the end. Can
Oh my
you
God.
imagine how that would go in like a real life scenario if everybody's name was like that?
Just bitch in the last name or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would. Mr. Bitch, Mrs. Bitch.
I mean, that's basically the same thing with like Robin, Master Dick.
Master Dick. Imagine having a
That's, like,
name
the
named
same
Dick,
energy
bro.
right
Oh my
there.
God, bro.
Mhm.
I would kill myself if fucking I had
be my
Dick
master.
Grayson. I'll ask the Joker if he can crowbar my ass because I don't want to live anymore.
Laughing bitch.
Yes.
Oh man.
Like there's a lot of franchises and there's like a lot of series and shit like that.
Yep.
The one I'm trying to get on is apparently it's very quiet, but I know people
Okay.
know it's Harry Potter. I've never watched Harry Potter.
God, Leviosa.
Exactly. Like I've seen
Leviosa.
hella memes and hella jokes about it, but I've never
Okay.
ever watched Harry Potter in my life. I've only
That's
watched
not
it once for class because it was like French. We're learning French, and it was like, let's watch a French Harry Potter movie. I'm like, what?
Well,
So it's like Harry Potter in French. And it was the fourth movie.
Oh, la God, Leviosa.
So wait, you watched the fourth without
Bonjour,
watching like the
Leviosa.
others? Like what?
No, because
They
it was
just
like an example of like how to talk in French and movies and yada. And so they brought Harry Potter because everyone wanted to watch Harry Potter. I didn't know Harry Potter and all that.
Right.
And then
Okay.
I've been like Sorcerer's Stone is the second movie, right? I think.
First one.
First one. Oh,
That's the
even
first
better.
one.
So I watched Sorcerer's Stone and then I watched up to 4, I believe. I haven't finished like the ending
Okay.
to 4 yet, but I've like watched 4 out of the 8 movies.
Yeah.
But it's decent. I'm not disappointed. I like the movies. They're just long and I get tired, to be honest.
Well, I enjoy the movies, but I'm not to the point where like that's my life. Yeah.
Like I can commit to loving this all the damn time. Like all
Yeah,
that shit.
no, that's not my style. That's
What is
not,
it like? Is it
not my
Hufflepuff? Is
stick.
one of them Hufflepuff, right? Yeah,
there's four. There's four that I know. There's Gryffindor. 'Cause that's
Gryffindor.
Harry Potter. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Ravenclaw is the
Blue?
Brainiacs. I think I remember. Yeah, that's blue.
Blue.
Hufflepuff is yellow, and then Slytherin. That's the bad guys.
The yellow fucking bitches. The ones that like with the blonde hair dude. Oh my god, the blonde hair guy, I hate him so much.
Malfoy.
Malfoy. Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking it's just so fucking annoying. He always gets jealous over Potter. And I love it that
Potter.
my father will hear about this and I'm like, go ahead, tell your dad. I'll beat his ass too. Like fucking like he's such a piece of shit. I hated him so much.
There's actually a thing I saw on TikTok, and it was American transfer students to Hogwarts. Holy shit, was it just hilarious? Like the guy voice acted Dumbledore. He voice acted I think Snape, and then 2 American transfer students. and it's freaking hilarious.
Oh my god.
And he's like, yes, I believe these two are from Kansas. Like he does it as
No.
Oh my god, that
like as
Mr.
that's how
Potter.
Snape would say it though. That's how Alan Rickman would
Snape
say
is
it,
like that
though.
annoying teacher that like hates your guts but will still defend you if you're like in a drama or shit like that.
Literally, that's what he does. Like I'm pretty sure in the movies, that's what he does.
Literally,
It's
like
pretty-
he just like he hates Potter, but then it's like he knows he's
But then
smart
at
and
the-
he's an intelligent wizard. Like
Like, he hates Potter, and you'll figure out why in the later ones. But I'm not
Yeah.
gonna spoil it. But he also hates Malfoy if you look at it, because he's like, you're just an arrogant prick.
yeah, now he like would hate him. Like fucking, I hate you Potter, but I hate more Malfoy. Like the like
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's no love. There's just levels of hate.
yeah, like I literally have to watch the franchise that literally took away the ride in Universal Studios. I have to, cause
Wait, which ride?
those guys are dickweeds and took away Jaws from me. They ruined my childhood, man. Fucking.
Oh, I forgot they took away Jaws.
They
Yeah.
literally had to take all of the Jaws right just so they can add another area of Hogwarts and put up a fucking dragon and blow out fire and shit like that. It's and a new ride.
To be fair, the dragon, because I went there during Christmas, and it actually got cold. Like there's apparently a weather report that said it hasn't been this cold in like 30 years or something stupid like that.
It was cold.
Like it hit the 30s, I think, or the 20s.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Like, fucking. But this was the same year that Texas fucking froze, so there's that as well.
Oh, I remember that. And you
Mhm.
literally were like dealing with no power or whatever at your fucking dorm
Mhm.
and shit like that.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Quote,
It's
unquote.
so much fun.
Right.
Fun.
But no, I mean it was cold in Universal, but whenever the dragon like went off, it would actually blow out fire, and it would kind of warm me up. And like, all right, I kind of like it. Like
Yeah, the
it's
only thing that
nice.
helps me is because it keeps me warm. But
It keeps me warm. No,
But I'll look at it like, fuck you, you damn you all. Like, fucking, they ruined my
I've
grandpa. My grandpa is literally just underneath the concrete floor right now. Just like,
Oh my god.
I'm disappointed.
I honestly don't know why they don't like get more room. Like, I don't know why they can't.
I
find
don't
more.
either. Put it
They got
behind
the
the
money
Men
to
in
get
Black
more
ride, like,
property.
of all things. Like,
I mean, fucking Disney has 40 square miles. And half
literally
that shit
no
you
one
can
cares
use.
about X Factor show. Take that shit out, all right? No one gives a shit about people putting their heads in buckets full of worms and shit. Okay?
Or yeah,
No one watches that
stupid
shit no more. Like, it was a 2000 thing. It's not on TV. Get
talking
over
about
it.
Fear
Take
Factor?
this shit out. Yeah, Fear
Are they-
Factor. They have a Fear Factor show in Disney. I mean, Universal.
Ew.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's. I
But
saw it
I
once,
feel like
but it
a
was
lot
like.
of I feel like there are some. I've noticed what type of rides are getting more popular. It's motion rides. Motion rides are getting huge
Oh
popularity.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because actually in Disney they have two. They have two new ones, I think, and they're both at Hollywood. I've ridden both of them.
Oh, was it the Mickey Mouse one?
It's the Mickey Mouse one and it's the Star Wars one.
Yeah. Star Wars, yeah, because of Galaxy's Edge or whatever.
Yeah, there's a Star Wars one, and that is worth the wait.
It's
I'm gonna be
crazy.
real with you. It's nuts because the whole idea is you leave that section of the park and you fly off into space.
And
and
you're in
then
another
you-
world, and then you get to the then fucking
Well,
the
but
dark
then-
and stormtroopers
well,
and shit like that.
Well, if you look at any videos of it, you end up getting pulled in by like a tractor beam to a Star Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
Here's the trippy part: you don't feel you're moving, right?
Yeah.
Other than like liftoff, but that can just be manipulated by like tilting down and then just like shaking a little bit,
Yeah.
and then going back out. You come out the same doors you went in, and it's the Star Destroyer. I don't know how they did that, but you don't feel anything. There's no turning, there's no nothing, there's no dropping.
I
You don't
think it's
feel
just
any of
there.
that.
I think it's just there, but then they make it look like you're
No.
already in. You know what I mean?
No, but that room is huge. It's like 30 foot long. It's like 30 foot deep by 200.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and I don't know how they managed to do that.
I think
don't
it's
know if-
also the illusion of you being waiting in long ass line and then you're not paying attention and then you don't notice
the-
sometimes they do go to different rooms, and you're inside, so you don't know what the outer building looks like. So
I think what they do is they do it in small motions, and then they just lower you down. They kind of like lower you to the ground a little bit, because I bet it's all underneath that like building. Like there's a whole other thing underneath.
it probably
out in the
is,
open.
to be honest.
That's what would make the most sense, because I honestly don't
or
know.
just
what
we're
else
in
would
far away in the forest, and it's like an underground.
be. Yeah, but
They do have like
nuts.
what do you call it? They have like hallways of fucking underneath ground and shit like that, because I've seen videos about that on Disney.
There's a whole city under Magic Kingdom. Like there's a
Yeah.
whole city under Magic
That's
Kingdom.
how they
and
like.
it's
So it's like
nuts.
for mascots and shit like that when they need
And
to
the
get to another
parade.
area. And yeah, the
The
parade.
The parade, that big garage thing. It's just a ramp that leads straight down underneath Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Did that Disney?
Imagine
in a
being
nutshell,
quarantined with those people underneath that city, bro. Imagine fucking.
bro, dude. Literally,
An
if-
apocalypse happens, we all go underneath Magic
bro.
Kingdom.
Have you
Yup.
heard like the dark shit that goes that like some dark Disney stories, bro? That like gets me sometimes, because it's like you don't expect it, and that's the creepy part.
I would believe it though. That's how creepy it is. Like
I
sometimes.
know, dude. It's nuts.
I think when you're a resident, as me, moi,
Yeah.
when you live there for quite a while and then you go there a lot and then hear about the stories, it's kind of like now I look back
like
and
you
then
could-
look at it,
like
I'm like,
you
yeah,
could-
I could see that shit happening now. But then people who are tourists are like, there's no way that happens. They're just
Well,
tourists.
but at the same time, it's like I've heard stories where like somebody would come, like one of the workers would just come up to him and say, "Hey, what's that in your pocket?" or whatever, and it's from like 100 feet away in a crowd. And my dad's like, "What the fuck are they doing? Training CIA
Yeah.
agents? What the fuck is going on here?" It's like I don't doubt that for a second, because the amount of people that go through Disney and like the security that you have to have has got to be top notch.
Fucking,
Yeah.
they have the FBI, bro. It's like that.
It's
They probably have
Like
that all the
retired
time.
FBI, and
Retired
shit, like,
fat
it's not-
people that are from the FBI. They were former FBI people.
I don't know, dude. It's nuts.
It's crazy. But at the end of the day, I go on the rides. You know, I mean, I'll still go on
you
it.
go on the rides.
I mean, there is that Tron ride that's coming out. Holy shit! I saw the one in Japan. It's exactly like it. And
I thought it was in Shanghai.
no, it is, but they're bringing it to Orlando. And
Oh, are they?
yeah, it's right next to
nice.
Space Mountain in Tomorrowland, in
Mm.
Magic Kingdom.
All right.
And then also in
That should be fun.
Universal, someday they're gonna bring in Mario World. But right now they're bringing it to
They're gonna
California.
have a Mario World in Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, the one in California.
They're
you
gonna
said?
bring it. They're first gonna make the one in Cali, and then sooner or later they're gonna make it in Orlando. But because the one right now that's open is in Japan. But
Ah,
I don't got
That's
that
my goal.
money.
I want to go there.
and all
I
that
want to
shit.
go to Japan at some point.
We gotta make a trip.
Same.
Well, I'll go to Japan and all that
I'll
shit.
go to Japan.
I'm down.
I gotta
Yeah,
learn how to
sure.
use
Yeah.
chopsticks
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
We gotta make a big ass group chat, and then we're just like these people. Make sure you get your ticket. We'll find a hotel, and then bada bing, bada boom,
Passport,
meet
make
up,
sure
and then
you
go
get
to
your damn
fucking Universal
passport.
Studios.
I could teach you how to eat with chopsticks.
I'd be down for
If
that.
you take me to the
I need
finest
know.
ramen place, oh my god.
Dude,
Listen, I live in Jersey, and I'm like literally like a 20-minute train ride away from New York. I know
Mm.
tons of places that sell amazing ramen.
Oh yeah, cause
are you in, like,
fucking
Newark?
Chinatown, right? Fucking Chinatown is like
Yeah.
New York and shit
Chinatown,
like-
even Manhattan. In Manhattan, there's little areas that actually have like great
ramen
ramen
shops.
spots. There's a place
Yeah.
called I think it's called Goku Ramen. There you go.
Goku ramen. I mean, I
And
can't lie.
the
There's a
emblem,
place named
their logo
Naruto's in
is
Orlando.
it's a kid. It's a kid Goku as their logo.
Oh, I think I've heard of that place before.
Goku ramen. Hold on, I'm looking this up.
I think I've heard
right
of
now.
them having a Goku like on their ramen. shit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it's in Manhattan, and oh my god, it's amazing. Like I said, if you ever come down to like New Jersey or New York, let me know. I could
Well-
definitely lead y'all to
Yeah,
amazing.
I know
ramen
New
spots.
York in the
Well,
back
like-
of my head. I play Spider-Man PS4. I've seen it.
Well, like ramen in Japan, like the ramen
Oh.
shops that you would find in Tokyo, they're not like. It's weird because you expect it to be like. What would you expect a ramen restaurant to be in
Mm,
Japan? What would you expect it to look like?
A temple.
Very tiny, very tiny. Like those very compacted ones where it's one row of seats and then you gotta like wait till they're done eating.
You are exactly right.
Yeah,
That is
see,
exactly what they look
it's
like.
like almost like Ichiraku ramen, like from Naruto. Like literally, it's only like a row of seats. You don't see them like
I've-
having like
I've
tables.
seen, yeah, like I've watched a bunch of YouTubers that live in Japan. Like there's two that I've watched that live in Japan, and whenever they go into ramen shops, that's what it looks like. It's super skinny. You get there, you order the ramen, you eat it, and then you get out because it's super busy, especially around like lunch times.
Yeah.
And if you're in like Tokyo, which is super dense, you got to get in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the 4-story Sega arcade there because that
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like fun. But but at the same time, I want to go to Kyoto at least once.
Mhm.
Kyoto.
Want to go to Kyoto at least once.
You ever heard of
And-
Ichiran?
What is it?
Ichiran. That's their that's the best ramen place in Japan.
Is it in?
Oh.
Wait, where's it at?
I believe it's in
Kyoto?
Tokyo.
It's in Tokyo.
Either there or Tokyo. I gotta ask because my cousin, yeah, his girlfriend was actually born in Japan.
Oh shit!
She's 21 now.
Nice.
She came into the States when she was like either 12 or 13.
Okay.
So she had like a whole life in Japan.
Based
And she goes back, she goes back sporadically to see family. So she knows
Nice.
the whole she knows the whole entire layout of Japan. So
That's
when
awesome.
I plan my trip, obviously,
Is she gonna be the tour guide?
yes, I'm a kidnap her. I'm like, yo,
Oh,
suitcase.
I just
Don't
remembered.
say anything, just get in the
Or-
suitcase.
And this is how Sen Poppy lost his visa back to me.
I just remembered that my 18 years, my grandma tells me that I'm part Japanese. Fucking.
Really?
Apparently, I'm from my grandma, my great grandma. Like, apparently, like her family and shit, like, are part Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Like, fucking. Like, I was like, oh, time to go to Japan, boys. Like, fucking.
Konnichiwa, Shotgun.
I must go there.
What the fuck?
Oh my
No.
gosh.
No,
We're not gonna talk about
Oh.
that.
I'm not enjoying gay.
It's my lost sister, guys. My lost sister in Japan.
But yeah, no, I'd love to go there and probably a little bit north, like Hokkaido. I want to go there at some point.
I thought you said Al Qaeda.
No, that is not
Al Qaeda, Japan,
Hokkaido.
bro. Let's go,
Hokkaido.
boys.
I beg your
That's the
pardon?
wrong part of the planet. Completely different layout too.
I think about it
Yeah,
now.
kamikazes, but goddamn.
Do you think that, you know, like how we see cartoons in America, very childish? And
Yeah.
all that
It's
shit.
probably the same way with anime over there.
But yeah, now the thing is, like, do you think that in Japan, like, if they see a guy with like a Naruto tattoo, do they think that they're childish because it's a childish
there's
cartoon?
a whole thing with tattoos in Japan. There's a whole.
if
Oh
you go
yeah,
to
my
Japan, you
sister.
cannot-
Oh my
you
gosh, she
cannot
wants to
show
like
off
go
your
to
tattoo.
Japan and meet
You
like
cannot-
these Japanese tattooers because there's like a lot of them that are really good.
No,
and-
but
If
the
you
thing
show
is,
off your tattoo in Japan, they're gonna associate you with the Yakuza, and they're not gonna serve
Yeah.
you.
Oh
they,
shit.
Yeah, so if you're gonna get anything, get like a shoulder one. Don't get any like hands or your like lower arm.
Oh, well,
because
fuck
you're not-
me. I guess I'm not
if
going.
You do, you have to wear long sleeves.
I gotta
have to
wear
wear
long
long
sleeves. I'm gonna look
But
like
I
those
mean-
romantic comedy fucking animes where they have long sleeve over a shirt, and
Yep.
then
Yep,
fucking
that's gonna be
like
you.
all that shit.
That's gonna be you.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the long fucking hair and all that shit, like brushed aside and all
You'd be a
I-
samurai.
samurai. Yeah.
I would want to go somewhere in Japan and stay at like one of the traditional inns. Just at least
Traditional.
one night, just to see what it would feel like.
Mm.
You just
Because-
you lay on the floor basically.
Well, no, they
but
have,
that's
they
so
have
weird.
futons.
Wait,
No,
no,
they
I'm
have
just
futons.
I'm just thinking about it, right? Because of the whole
Mhm.
tattoo shit. Like it's weird because when I think about it, WWE when they have tours over there in Japan, they have a lot of wrestlers who have tattoos. Is it because they're part of a company? And of course, if
Probably.
they
Company,
probably
and
had
there's
an
also a
agreement
lot
with
of
they
money.
could wear tattoos and shit.
Yep.
Well, if it's a
It's called
company and
money.
yeah, it's a very
called money, yeah.
well recognized company. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you're not part of a well recognized company.
Yeah, not
so
yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Let's
Well,
get a GoFundMe for Shark and get him a
see, like,
kimono.
Well, because here's the thing, because PewDiePie also goes to Japan. He had a house in Japan at one point, I
Yeah.
think.
Mm.
Yeah.
It got flooded and they broken into.
No, did it get flooded and they broke in, or did they just break in?
It was a combination. It was flooded and then they recuperated and they got broke into.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
they ain't
But now I'm
slick.
thinking about it because he has. Does he have any on his lower arm? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
he
know
does.
has
Like on his
tattoos.
forearm,
Now he
like
does.
inside
Now
forearm,
he
and then
does.
his shoulder.
Okay.
But now he does. Yeah, he didn't really have that many. And Jacksepticeye has one just like on the like forearm area too.
Yeah. Well, but I think it might be different in Korea though, because that's the other thing.
Mm.
Because Jacksepticeye's, because remember, I think there's like I think his girlfriend, like in the past, was like Korean or something, and he actually knows a bit of Korean too, which is the crazy thing.
Oh.
Because I think I actually saw a clip of him talking Korean, and it's like
Yeah, he
damn,
talks
all
perfect.
right.
I thought he just teaches himself. I thought he said that.
No, he did teach himself.
Oh,
Korean,
okay.
That's F. I
But
don't
it was
have that.
but it
It's
was, like,
weird. I
really
don't
good.
watch them that much anymore, to be honest. Like it's weird. I feel
Mm.
like I'm old for them.
Mhm.
Even though I'm 18, I feel like I'm old for them because I've been watching them since I was like 10 or 12
Yeah.
and all that shit. So it's weird, and how they've
it is
evolved. And shit.
YouTube, since YouTube always evolves, sometimes you grow out of some creators. It's just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First it
Yeah.
was like
I feel-
PewDiePie, then it went to Markiplier, then it went to Vanoss, and then it went to Fitz, then it went to Call Me Carson, and then it went to Too Mad, and now myself. I watch my own.
Yay! Yo, yay! Yay!
I feel like it was. I don't know.
I'm my own
I just
favorite
kinda
YouTuber.
bounced around. I just kind of
Yeah.
bounced. Well, like I would bounce around some as like, okay, I won't watch this for a while, and then I'll just watch somebody else, and then I'll come back as like, all right, maybe I'll come back, and then it's like it's all over the place pretty much.
Me being a somewhat content creator, I don't really see videos anymore as like not just to entertain myself. I just watch it more to
Yeah.
like how they edit, how do they do their
Yeah,
shit,
same.
and like how can I do that as well. Like
Yeah.
the new style that I do my videos now, it's like more like almost the same way as like Cryo's Gaming or Smitty, like their kind of videos, and then as well as a mixture of like almost like Soup and all that. Like they keep it very short, not a lot of sound effects, and then just more of just the funny parts and cut into those, and then subtitles. Subtitles always work out because people like subtitles sometimes. I'm noticing that that's like a main thing now. If you were to do game videos and all that and funny moments and shit like that, so I just evolve and look to other like editing styles and then go through that and then try to combine it myself and what I can do with it, which I think everyone should do, and their
Subtitles
own
are
kind of
usually
videos.
the
Yeah.
most tedious part of editing.
I've noticed myself, I am better streaming. I enjoy streaming more than I do the editing. That's just me personally. And I feel like I'm a lot funnier whenever I stream compared to when I record.
Mm.
I don't know why, but I just do. I guess it's just because I don't know. It's in the moment.
You get in the moment with it, and then you're just like, because you're doing this for like 1+ hours like of streaming, so of course it's like you got to keep it going, not slow down, all that shit. Because once you slow down, then you don't get viewers, and then or people don't watch you anymore because then they think you're boring and shit like that. So
Yep.
I think that's the benefit of streaming because honestly, I think it's just the factor of having a quote unquote audience that's live with you at the moment. You basically not pressure, but you basically get a mindset that I have to just entertain.
Yeah.
Because if you're recording, there could be some parts where you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play this game out because I'm enjoying, the gameplay of it. So you probably just cut out the video, whatever. So it's like you don't have anybody live to like joke with or communicate with. While when you're streaming, you have your actual your viewers, and obviously you read chat. They'll make a comment. You either make a clapback joke or you'll say something and they react to it. So this interaction, I think the interaction is what brings better potential out of people.
Yeah,
that's why even if you record, like I said, if you're not recording with a group and you're just recording solo content, it's definitely going to be a different atmosphere,
Yeah.
compared to streaming.
Yep.
I mean, like Frosty, he's like trying to get into more of doing solo videos, which I know he can do good with doing solo videos himself.
Yeah.
Cause like that's really, you get more recording out of just yourself sometimes. Cause some, like for us, it's like it I don't know what it is. It's like just for like in the moment now we've been having difficult just like doing any recordings because I don't know because we've been doing our own thing. I could say like that. We've been doing our own thing. Like me, like I've been like I have a job now and all that shit. And then also I just gotta like work on my time management and all that. And then I found out I'm going to the wrestling academy, so now I'm gonna have wrestling next month.
That's it.
So now I'm gonna be training to be a professional wrestler. So that means that I won't really have that much time anymore to like do this and recording stuff. So I gotta make the best out of all of it. And until I find out a perfect
lot of
time
people
management that it
do
works.
like switch up with the content. Like if you're gonna be more busy with like obviously with wrestling, I guess one little piece of advice you could probably turn you could slowly transition your channel into like a vlogging type of thing. You could do like background of training, or you could do matches, like behind the scenes, have workouts, stuff like that. Like kind of like integrate, your passion of which is wrestling. And then whenever you do have the free time, you can throw in, the content you usually throw out, which is like gaming, streaming, whatever the case may be. But just to keep the channel alive, you could just start branching out with, multiple type of genres.
Yeah. That definitely is like good ideas that I will actually do because there's like wrestlers who do have their own channels, and some of them like they do gaming channels and they're really popular from it, and then some do like vlogging, some do some do those like kind of videos where they it's almost like a podcast because they like give out their opinions, but it's more like on the certain subject. So it's like if they're talking about like a recent fight, like let's talk about Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather, then they'll like talk about it because they probably had a background of fighting, and then they give out their opinions because people like watching that. And then some people they do stream. Now the problem is that if I were to stream and I keep on streaming till I get to WWE, the main problem is WWE takes that stuff, like they take my name, they take all of that from me from my streams. So meaning I can't use the name because if the boss doesn't like it, then I gotta take it down. Now that's the fucked up thing because I don't want to take down something that I just created and I worked all this shit for, and then you take it away from me because you got money and then you could buy this shit. You know what I mean? Like people don't even know. John Cena's real name, of course, is John Cena. It's not a gimmick name. A gimmick name would be like Randy Orton. His actual name's Randall Orton. And then Randall Keith Orton and all that shit. But Vince actually bought John's name. He bought his name. So he cannot use it if he leaves another company. He must stay. And if he does leave, you can't use that name in another wrestling franchise that you go to.
That's dumb. Like, that's actually stupid.
Yeah, it's like also the same thing with like Triple H, Rey Mysterio, Undertaker. None of those guys can ever use those names out of WWE's business. They can only use it for them only. Because they got rights to it.
That's so dumb.
Yeah. That's why it's like really hard. Like I know WWE's like the top, but then to think about it, they have all this control on me, man. Like, do I really want to do this? Like go to theirs.
That's the thing. That's why if I was gonna be a content creator, or if I was gonna be anything, right? Anything that I aspire to be. Everybody's always saying be the best, or try to be the best that you can be. Try to be whatever. It's like I do want to be the best that I can be, but I don't. But at the same time, I don't want to be this huge thing because then you start, that whole lonely at the top thing. That's real. That's real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that a lot of the people that I've watched are a little bit of the more smaller content creators, and they seem to be a little bit more happier with their lives. Yeah. They aren't completely railroaded with business stuff. They get deals, but it's not always. There's not a ton of pressure all the time, and it just seems healthier. I feel like you don't want to get too caught up to where you're huge, and then that's that's it. Like that's your life 24/7.
Because especially with not nowadays, things you tweeted about in 2016, 2014, or things you posted in
Oh, that could backfire
2012, then it
immediately.
backfires.
Yeah.
Back
Right.
then things were so were more acceptable. Obviously, back in the prime of YouTube, edgy offensive content was like common.
That was
It was,
lit.
that
It
was,
was our
that was a
sort of
thing.
comedy. Now it's just like there's a very splitted, like they're split now because everyone has their own comedic side and then they have their own humor, and but then like there are people who take it seriously because they get offended by it that easily now these days. So it's like in a real point now that I don't like usually like go serious about that shit because it's like everyone always like I always joke about it all the time because I don't take it seriously sometimes, but there have been times where I did take it seriously because I've actually got into some shit where I wasn't even like in it, and then also I didn't even like wasn't even included just because it's like I was there in the moment or I was not there in the moment. It's like I was there, but why are you gonna easily accuse me for something that I didn't even do or say? Like, how can you do that and then easily switch it on me and then now everyone hates me because of something that I didn't do, but people believe you now, you know?
Yep.
I hate that whole believing one side shit. I hate that shit so much. I love it when it's both sides because then they understand and they make it more mature themselves and not just go by that certain side that they believe in, you know?
Yeah, that's why I try to stay out of a whole lot of controversial stuff if it's like on Twitter because that is literally the worst place to talk about anything controversial.
Yeah.
That
Like,
is
you
the
can't say
worst
shit,
place.
man. Like, anything you say, then it's just like, anybody can find it, and then they, boom.
Yep.
Then it's like, they just shit on you about it. Like,
That's
it's
honestly
awful.
one reason why I like this kind of conversation about something like if we had this kind of level about a bunch of controversial issues, I don't think it would be as big as people would believe, or if anything, it would kind of dim down. Like I feel like some things.
Twitter was a mistake.
Twitter honestly
Twitter
was.
is awful. It's,
It
I don't
was
understand.
so
Like, I never
stupid.
really was on Twitter a lot, but I know Twitter wasn't always like this beforehand. You know what I
hell no,
mean?
it wasn't.
After all this shit.
No. Oh.
And, like, people
Just,
shit on
just
Facebook
just a
now.
bunch
Dude,
of
I went
13
on
to 15-year-olds
Facebook.
came in.
I went on Facebook. Nothing fucking happens. Nothing literally happens. I remember back in 2000s, they made it a big deal because of all child predators and all that shit. But literally no one does anything on Facebook. And then they just shit on Facebook. Like, I mean, like Twitter's literally being worse than Facebook. I'm gonna be honest. That's like how they're acting now.
That's a problem. That's not how it
That's not supposed. We're in another fucking universe now. This is all timing in to all that shit now.
It's
Like,
switched, bro.
it's fucking switched. Like, that's how it all came to play. Like, of all this shit. So it's fucking crazy how life is now, and we have
That's
to
so
deal with
nuts.
that. We have reached the 1 hour mark. It's been a crazy talk, very long, deep, passionate talk. Sam Poppy, thank you for coming into this call with us. Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
I appreciate it. It's awesome to like hear also like a side of like, a content creator and all that shit and all that, and just getting to talk to people and all that, and having a guest for the first time. It's a really honor.
Yep.
Appreciate you accepting
that's
us in a
appreciate you.
low subscriber count, but
Yeah.
we're hopefully gonna get there,
No,
if we keep doing this,
listen.
and all that. So
That's one advice I can say. Numbers is just imaginary. Honestly, just if you just put your work in, even if things can happen in one day, 1 month, 1 year, you never know. And all you gotta do is just be passionate about it. Keep on uploading, keep on doing this, keep on doing that. You never know. Like things on YouTube, I'm a recommendation. It'll post things like 7 years ago. That video gets like 1 million views overnight. You never know. So it's like I said, honestly, just like I said, I don't care about numbers. I don't look at channels like, oh, this person has 2 subs. I ain't gonna do no videos with them. No, it's just you just gotta have fun. That's all it really is.
right.
And like I said, I definitely appreciate you guys, having me tag along. I definitely want to come in more shows.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Dang,
No
hell
problem.
yeah. I do feel like there are, now that you brought up the numbers thing, I know we're at the end, but I do feel like a lot of YouTubers base who they record with off of that.
Yeah,
That is,
like
I
people
will be honest, yeah.
Vanos, the people like who are like up there. Of course, they kind of they
Right.
base numbers, whatever. But that's why I appreciate people like Grizzy. When Grizzy was doing the whole Among Us, there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of people that I see him play. They only have like a few thousand, or some that actually they have no socials at all. And he was just like I said, he was just chilling, having fun.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when you're like the most happiest. You never know who you could collab with that could be your, the Cross or your Smitty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're your best friend. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you want to know more about Senpapi, I'll put his link, or I'll put the link to his YouTube channel down in the description. Right in the middle of the video, you guys are not gonna see this, but in the middle of the video, there is a refresh loop GIF right in the middle. Click on that; it'll take you to subscribe to our channel, and then here's another episode, our very first episode, if you want to watch that. But thank you guys for joining us and being here, and we'll definitely see you on the next video.
All right. Thank you for having me. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
See you.